All right, hot, 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 and the sun is strong. Even though there's there's a lot of smoke cover, the sun's coming through enough. There's Patches having some cat food. There's Patches. You have to remember that his sister is not actually his sister. She's 10 days younger. So Renee is under the deck, and she's starting to nibble on food, but she's 10 days younger than he is. She's not really ready for that, right? She's not really prepared. So that's fine, though. It's fine. We're not worried about it because she's 10 days younger. It's normal. She's supposed to not be eating all the food yet because she's 10 days younger. So let's go in here and check the chicks. The chicks that were in the incubator, except for one egg that still looks like it might hatch, we shoved them all in here. Hi, guys. Maybe I should close the door behind me. Anyway, what I'm going to do is move this bag out of my way. I am going to turn the camera around, and I'm going to unzip everything so you can see everyone a little closer, which I don't do every day, but I do some days. So we're going to do that today. We got bigger guys over here, smaller guys over here. So we are going to open everything up so you can see. So let's turn the camera around. All right, we have to watch the bigger ones. I can't unzip more than that because, frankly, they can escape. So I'm just going to angle this camera a little better. There we go. So we have to go through these guys. I think we're keeping everyone in here, including you. Now, some of those are layers. I'm going to zip this back up. Some of these are layers, and some of these are silkies. In here, first of all, we have some bebes. Okay, we have some babies. We have over here, we have more bebes. Hi. We have little ones, slightly bigger ones. We got a couple of ducks going on in here. That's a duck. There's a couple of ducks. The other duck is in there. It's just there's a duck here, there's a duck here, and there's two more ducks in the pile. So everyone's doing fantastic. We have some layers, some silkies. Again, we have to go through everyone. Okay, I can't do it left-handed. There we go. We have to go through everyone and decide who we're keeping and who we're selling. Because we're not keeping everyone. I don't need this many. So we're going to do that on Monday when it's not so bloody hot. Let's flip the camera back around. So they're all doing fine. They're also a little crazy. They're in that phase. The crazy phase. Let's see. There's the turkey. That's turkey. I think some of the chickens are this way. And I think some of the chickens are that way. Yeah, there's some over here by the compost. Let's go check them out. Hi, guys. So some of the roosters are here by the compost. Right, which is nice. All hanging out, doing their thing. Some of the roosters. Hi, Blue. That's Blue. Blue doing his thing. Shadowfax is doing well. We are lucky there's a breeze. We are lucky because it's so bloody hot out here. Like so crazy hot. If it wasn't for the breeze, we'd be roasting to death. You guys are good. You have water. Those three are doing just fine. It's like, yeah, we'll go splash in our water. So there. They're doing very well. They're good and strong. But they're several weeks old now, so they should be pretty strong. We should be doing just fine. So let's head in to the barn. There's Shadowfax. Him and his beautiful butt. He's a good-looking little guy. He's a good-looking horse. So I want to clean this coop again. I know I already did that, but I want to do it again. Ah. Egg. I can't reach. I need longer arms. Egg. You never know where you're going to find the eggs. No eggs there, no chicken. I actually saw a little one. We walked past her, so I knew she wasn't in here broody. because we walked past her. So I'm not worried about that. She's over there. So I'm not worried about that. As long as this breeze keeps up. The only thing is the breeze is blowing in more wildfire smoke. So we're really starting to see it, which is not ideal. So it is pretty smoky. Right now we're just trying to keep like the air moving in the house so nothing gets overwhelming. Hi, sweetie. It's Delilah right there. Thank you. I'm kicking you guys off. You guys are busy being broody. Yeah, today and tomorrow are going to be hot. Okay, you know what? There. Kick them off. But yeah, it's very, very hot. I like the shade. Right here where I'm standing is a shady and a windy spot at the same time. So that's an excellent spot to be in. But if you go over here and you look out towards the trees out there, the far trees past the house, you can see the smoke is starting to roll in. And that's because of the direction of the wind. So it's a catch-22, really. Because you want the wind. You want the wind desperately. However, the other problem with the wind is it blows the smoke around. So, Bonnie. Not dead, I promise. Bonnie is not dead. Okay? He's not dead. He's just Bonnie. Bonnie is Bonnie. And there's nothing we can do about Bonnie. So, you know, we just do Bonnie things. Zai is over there by the house, and Dots is inside the house. They're all just trying to stay out of the sun. The sun is not as strong as it could be because of the smoke. That's not necessarily a plus. So what's the plan today? We're just going to try to keep the air moving in the house, to be honest. Just try to, you know, limit the amount of smoke exposure, especially for those newborn pups. We will go in and take a look at Tequila's newborn pups. They are fantastic kittens. We will take another look at my darling Patches, sunning himself. He's having a fairly good day, which is nice. So that's good. He's a good kitten. We like him. We'll go see if we can see the garage kittens. Bowser keeps dragging them further underneath, and she won't let them go. So you see them when you see them, basically. It's one of those things where sometimes they're out on the hay, and that's fun. But just because they're out on the hay doesn't mean I have my camera with me. So we'll check and see. And I don't want to water anything. I do want to go check. Hi, Kitten Booze. Hello. Hi. There's Jake. Hi. Here comes my Peaches. Here comes Peaches. Hi, my sweetheart. There's a calico in the back. Hi. Yeah, hi. Hi. What? What is it, honey bear? Hi. Oh, scoop ya up. Scoop ya up. This my baby. I love this baby. That's my darling Peaches. She's such a good kitten. And the little calico over there is Des. She's looking good. She's in the back there. Looking good. Feeling good. Hi, sweetie. Oh, lots of rubs. Okay, lots of rubs. Okay. That's my favorite kitten. We love that kitten. We love that kitten. I don't know how I'm going to give that one up. My approach with that kitten is I'm not telling anyone she's available. I'm not telling anyone she's not available. My plan is if somebody asks for her, I will let them have her. However, if nobody asks, I'm not going to worry about it. My beans and peas are doing pretty well. They will need to get watered later. I'm not doing it now because the sun is pretty strong. I'll randomly water them later. It won't matter. These guys are not coming up yet because they wouldn't. Their germination time is longer than the amount of time they've been in the ground. But hopefully, it sounds dumb, but like 2.5 weeks ago, we had snow. So we are not expecting a ton of things to be popping up yet. The fast growing things, sure, like beans and peas. Yeah, sure, those will. But a lot of the stuff just isn't. I think I'm going to grow some lettuce inside. I think that's going to be my plan. I think it'll be a fun plan. I like lettuce. So I think that's what I'll do. I think it'll be fun. I'm going to go do that. I'm not sure I'm going to start them today. But, I don't know. Probably a different day. Because frankly, it's hot. I don't feel like doing anything. Because it's hot. It's hot. So I'm going to go back inside. We're going to play with Tequila's puppies a little bit. And, yeah, at some point I do have to come out again. But I'm so glad that the wind is blowing out here, because it would be truly horrific if the wind wasn't blowing. I just, I'm not entirely happy that it's blowing in more wildfire smoke. What can you do? Nothing, really. Let's head inside. All right, Tequila's here with her babies. There's a couple. That's Tequila's hair. She's shedding now, so I have to sweep like 4 times a day. Sweep my room because she's hanging out in here with her babies so much. But there's babies. These guys, they're fine. Someone was concerned yesterday that there were puppies laying on the floor. They're fine. They wanted to be there. They were moving themselves there. And then we got puppies here. It's Tequila's head. This puppy butt. There's another puppy butt. So I had somebody ask, when do they get to go to their homes? Now, they're only 3 days old. It's going to be several weeks. Okay, in between now and then, first of all, they have to open their eyes. They have to walk. They have to be able to go to the bathroom by themselves, because if you don't know, that's that one back there having a little temper tantrum. But if you don't know, newborn puppies are unable to eliminate on their own. They require their mother to stimulate them. So they have to be able to eliminate on their own, and they have to have had some exposure to the farm animals. There's so many things. They have to be eating independently, and that is several weeks from now. Okay, the youngest I would ever recommend even a large breed puppy go home is 6 weeks, and even that's too baby. I would recommend more like 8 to 10, and that gives them time to be exposed to the animals. See, they're not dead. They're alive. They're alive. They're fine. But that gives them time to be exposed to the animals. It gives them time to learn how to be puppies, because right now they're sacks of potatoes. So going home is not something that happens very quick. Okay? They do take time, just like your kittens, just like your bunnies. They do take time to grow up, time to find their puppyhood, and then they will be ready to go on to their new families. But we get to enjoy them for several weeks, because it's going to be a little while before they are big enough, strong enough, and independent enough to leave their mama. It'll be several weeks. Anyway, they are doing fantastic. We adore them. And we are going to keep checking in on them probably daily, because especially once they start walking and running around, they're going to be outside with us all the time. So we are going to continue checking in on them frequently. We will get to see plenty of them in the next few weeks before they go to their new homes. Anyway, let's go back outside. It's Saturday, so Saturdays are very boring, and the most fun we'll have is looking at these guys. We have one chick left in the incubator. he needed a little extra time. Isn't that cute? He needed a little extra time to hatch, and he has hatched, and he's chirping now. He's going to stay in the incubator overnight, get all fluffy and dry, and tomorrow head out with his buddies. So even though I say it's like Saturday's a nothing day, we don't really plan anything, we don't really do anything, that's not entirely true. It's still a hobby farm. We still have things we need to do, still have things that have to get accomplished, even though it's really hot outside and I don't want to. Still, let's head on outside. All right, back outside. So I just have to look for eggs and water my plants. They do need some water. It is so much cooler now. It is rather late in the day. Often I record earlier than this. And yes, that is all still smoke. It is perfectly clear, not a cloud in the sky. It's still smoky. It is still so smoky. It's going to be that way for a while. We have out of control wildfires. So we're just going to have to live with it. Keep the air moving as best we can. We have food out here for these little chickens. They're not chickens, they're ducks. Why do I always call them chickens? That's a very good question. We'll just call them water chickens. Hi, Blue! Since I always call them chickens, we'll just refer to them as water chickens from now on. Because I always call them chickens instead of ducks. Excuse me, Arwen. I gotta get in. Watch your little toes. She's a cutie. She's in the way. Can I not pet you? Yes, I can? Okay. But she's always in the way. He's always following me. He stalks me around the property. Especially when he's free-ranging. He just, follows me. Which is fun for him. What? No other eggs in here? Okie doke. Okie dokie, Smoky. Why did I say that? What am I, 5? I don't know. It's a hot day, and I'm tired of the heat. I want rain. I want rain. Whoa, I almost fell. I desperately want rain. I am not alone in that. We are all praying for rain, because there's only so much firefighters can do against wildfires when it refuses to rain. There's literally not a ton you could do about it. So, right? Like, I don't know. So, I did breed Libra today, but she does not seem to want to accept Capricorn. So, I think I'm just going to try again tomorrow. Because, what else am I going to do? You can't force her to accept them. Hi, ladies. Hello. Gentle ladies. So, I am definitely, come on guys, definitely going to try rebreeding her tomorrow because, get off of this spot, but try rebreeding her tomorrow because I do want babies out of Libra and Capricorn. Can I have that egg? Can I please have that egg? Thank you. Hatching egg. But I want babies out of Libra and Capricorn, and Libra is just not in the mood today, which is fine. That's rabbits for you. Usually, if they won't accept the male today, you try again tomorrow. And if they want to, so often, rabbits will just not want to for like 2 or 3 days out of the month, which is not the end of the world. Right? So basically what you do is just wait till the next day, and then the next day, usually within 4 days, you have acceptance. So she's not in the mood today. That's okay. We'll try again tomorrow. Rowan is going to breed Andersen. Kitten Booze. Of course, there's Kitten Booze sitting out on the deck. Whiskey Boy is behind me. And there's a Patches. And there's a Renee. And that's Whiskey's big old head. No, the kittens are not afraid of the dogs. they have grown up with the dogs' faces right in there. So it is not an issue. We don't worry about the dogs. The cats don't worry about the dogs. The kittens don't worry about the dogs. It's a non-issue. Anyway, I'm going to grab my watering can, which Tristan nicely filled up for me. Whiskey's following me. Vodka's in the trees. Tequila's in the house because she has babies, which is totally fine. Tequila can do whatever she wants. I don't much care. She can do what she likes. She's a new mama, and new mamas can do whatever they please. Ugh. My thyme needs watering. My basil. Ugh. And now we gotta go do my peas and beans. Oh, sorry, Whiskey. I just watered Whiskey by accident. So I gotta go do my peas and beans. Ooh, more came up today. Sorry, Spider, but I have to water my plants, and if you're in the way, man, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. Got to water my beans and my peas. They're coming up because they're pretty quick. So, like I said, it has been a cold month until lately. We did have a couple of days that were like crazy hot. Right? We had a couple of days that were crazy hot, but they weren't. They were bad, but there were only 2 days. And then a few days after that, it was snowing again. So, I don't know. Wonky weather this year. What can I say? The wonkiest weather this year. Anyway, tomorrow is going to be another boring day. Saturdays and Sundays are my most boring days, and I do that on purpose. There's a reason. Like, I set eggs in the incubator on Fridays. I candle them on Mondays. I lock eggs down on Tuesdays. I have a lot going on during the week. The weekends when everyone is off, like I have 2 kids who are older teenagers, and, I'd like to spend, Rowan's in school all week. I'd like to spend the weekends hanging out with them. And, my mom might be retired, but my dad works all week. So if I want to hang out with him, it's got to be on the weekend. So I like to have my weekends fairly free. Now, there's no such thing as free weekends when you have animals, because they constantly need you. They need you to do something all of the time. But you can still kind of plan the crazy stuff. You can still kind of plan the crazy stuff for when you have more time. And so you can still spend time with your family. It's balancing your work and your hobby farm and your family can be dicey. So the best thing to do is figure out when you can spend time with your family and try to do the farm tasks that take time, like more time than just feeding the animals or cleaning a pen. Try to do those things on days when you wouldn't be able to hang out with your family anyway. Okay, ultimately, it tends to be for the best. So it just works out better. Any kittens coming out? Well, they're all eating. So I can see them, but the camera's not going to be able to see them back there because it's too dark. They're eating, not all of them. The little tiny ones are not big enough to eat. Right? They're the little tiny ones, Bowser's babies. They are not eating solids yet. Gwen's babies are pretty good at eating solids, and Jake's are starting to explore solids. Bowser's aren't exploring solids yet. They're too young. So, different ages, right? That's why I've got one of each one of Gwen's and one of Jake's over here, because that's the ones Gwen decided she wanted to take. Don't ask me why. She had taken Smoky as well, but Jake took Smoky back. So that's how that custody battle went. Whiskey is coming. Anyway, that's what's going on here tonight. We are going to go back inside, and even though it's cooler than it was, it is still hot. So we're going to go back inside and try to get out of this heat. Man, they're pretty kittens. I really love all these kittens. There goes Whiskey. I do want to finish shaving him this week. I'm just not doing it in the heat, which sounds counterintuitive, but razors get hot when you use them, if you use them for too long, and I don't want Whiskey to be feeling hot in the heat. It's not fun. Anyway, that is going to be about it for us. I know it was a shorter vlog. That's because it's Saturday and we don't do anything but hang out with Tequila's puppies now. That's my life. I like hanging out with Tequila's puppies. We are locking down some rabbits this week for hopefully babies next week, so stay tuned for that. That'll be fun. Hopefully by the weekend. Hopefully next weekend it's all about baby bunnies, but who knows, right? It'd be nice if it was. Anyway, I am going to get back inside because it is still a little hot for me. We'll see you tomorrow.